In Virginia, a bill that repeals the state's one gun a month law will soon be headed to the governor's desk. The Senate signed off on that legislation today. As Dave Adams with the Virginia Shooting Sports Association told me, it was a close one, though. The vote 21-19, but the governor is expected to sign it. Dave, I know a busy day for you, but good news coming out of the state Senate on one gun a month. Tell us about it.
Great news. The state Senate passed Senate Bill 323, which is Senator Bill Carrico's bill to repeal Virginia's handgun rationing, one gun a month law, by a vote of 21-19.
Wow, talk about a close one.
That's all we need is just that one vote. It's kind of like elections, that 50 plus 1%, just got that extra vote, and that's all we needed.
And I know you were looking at rallying some votes from the other side of the aisle. How did things turn out?
Well, we had two. We had Cray Deeds and John Edwards. John Edwards had voted in the Senate Courts Committee to report the bill. And then Cray Deeds, who's always been a supporter of repealing the bill, voted with us as well. So those were the two Democrats. We had one Republican who voted against us. That was Senator Tommy Norman. But interestingly enough, he actually stood up on the floor and spoke to the arguments that the other side was making and told the Senate basically those arguments didn't carry any water. At the end of the day, he voted what he felt was his conscience and voted against the bill. But it just seemed to be an air of inevitability. Yeah, it was a very short debate, actually.
Yeah, I mean, he stands up there and he says, here's what's wrong with the bill, but he still votes for it?
Well, he stood up and said what was wrong with the arguments that the other side was making, but we knew all along he had voted against the bill in committee, so we expected him to vote against us on the floor, but it was interesting that he stood up and said this was a different time than it was 20 years ago. Background checks have been tightened, but in the end, he voted against the bill, so...
Wow. And, that is so true. 20 years, 2 decades, this law has been on the books.
And hasn't had any impact whatsoever. The gun ban lobby keeps talking about, guns that are being straw purchased in Virginia making their way to New York, and supposedly that's why we have to close the so-called gun show loophole. That was the whole reason we were told we needed the gun rationing law 20 years ago, was to stop the flow of guns from Virginia to New York, and yet it had no effect. And so why keep a law on the books that's not having any impact? And so now all law-abiding gun owners, as of July 1st, once the governor signs the bill, which we expect him to do, but as the law will take effect on July 1st, and then all gun owners, not just those with a concealed handgun permit or not just those who ask for special permission from the state police, will be able to buy as many handguns as they'd like to in a month's time.
Considering Mayor Bloomberg's Super Bowl ad, you got to know he ain't going to be happy when he hears this news.
Yeah, he should have known. Everybody from the Washington Post to the Democrats in the state Senate seemed to basically be throwing in the towel and expecting the bill to pass.
So it'll be very interesting to see. I mean, but as you said, the governor has said, has he not, that he will sign the bill?
He said that when he ran in 2009. Yep. He has repeated that several times when asked by the media. We fully expect him to sign the bill and that it will take effect in July. Good
job on your part and the part of gun owners down there, and you're still working on Castle Doctrine. That's on the move.
Castle Doctrine passed the Senate last week. That was one of our top priorities, but it was one of those that we felt that we had less chance of passing than repeal of one gun a month. It came out first, so we fully expect that it's going to come out of the House, and that will make its way to the governor, and we'll wait to see that he signs it. I don't have any reason to believe that he won't, and so that'll be two great bills that we will have passed for Virginia gun owners this year.